You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, it looks like Super Bowl championships, winning 3 in 5 years, doesn't always translate to happiness among NFL players, at least when it comes to ranking an organization. Because you would expect the Chiefs, reasonably speaking, you would think, man, they're going to be, what, at least in the top 5 on up? Except they weren't. They weren't in the top 5. In fact, the NFLPA, which is the NFL players, their survey came out. And wow, as an organization, the Chiefs finished 31 out of 32. You guessed it, the Washington Commanders were last. And this is where it gets really even more interesting. Clark Hunt finished last among all NFL owners. Now, in case you're wondering, Andy Reid was very high as a coach. By the way, I saw the Steelers report card too. Pretty ugly for the Steelers as well, being a historic organization. Wow. This is ugly for the Chiefs. It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest with you, because it's not like the Chiefs haven't had a whole lot extra of an influx of money because, well, you're the Super Bowl champions again. I mean, come on. The NFLPA released its second annual player team report card. It noted the rankings that did not translate to success on the field. That's evidenced by the Chiefs' ranking. Quote, doesn't translate onto on-field performance. NFLPA executive Lloyd Howe, and in case you're wondering, Lloyd Howe, yeah, he replaced DeMaurice Smith, thank God. I know what you're saying now, but in the future, you would think if your working conditions are as positive as they can be, it's going to translate into more productive, happier work, and that should translate into more W's. Well, that's I understand what he's saying. You would think that, but that's not what it seems anyway. I mean, come on, 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. They crushed the organization, but that may show you exactly how good of a motivator and head coach Andy Reid is when the players aren't too happy with their environment around them. In fact, they seem to hate it. The Chiefs have won back-to-back Super Bowls in 3 in the past 5 years, yet they ranked 31st in the survey ahead of only the Commanders. Ooh. Quality of care and out-of-date facilities were 2 main issues cited by Chiefs players, with owner Clark Hunt ranked last among 32 owners. Holy mess. Quote, Kansas City scored pretty poorly, NFLPA President J.C. Tretter said. A lot of that was, I would say, frustration from guys on promises that haven't been kept as they put up a bunch of success on the field. Not this past year, but the year before, the team promised them a brand new locker room. They go on to win the Super Bowl. They come back from the offseason, and it's the same locker room but with chairs. So they got some new, instead of getting a new locker room, they got some new chairs. Instead of the previous, I guess, stools. Quote, the players said, what's the deal? And said that, well, you guys went so far in the playoffs, we didn't have time to do anything, I guess. Guys are like, we just won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years and no money is being poured back into us. All you got was a chair and the things you promised us you're not doing. So I think you see the frustration in the survey responses where they feel like they were promised change and then not actually seeing that change after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. Woo, that's not a good look for the Chiefs. Andy Reid was the highest rated coach among 32, but that didn't help the team's overall ranking. The survey stated the players' issue with quality of care is mostly centered around the training room. The players feel the training room is significantly understaffed, with only 43% of the team responding that they get adequate amount of one-on-one treatment time. Players feel that the staff is unwilling to provide necessary treatment to support recovery and performance. That's a really bad look, because if that's the case, guys are either staying hurt or getting hurt. For example, players are not allowed to get preventative treatment, soft tissue work, other care for soreness and day-to-day issues, a regular offering across the NFL. So I guess it's pretty common on other teams. From the results, it is clear that there has not been a significant reinvestment back in the facilities even after consistent success. That has led to a high level of frustration among player respondents and reflects in club owner Clark Hunt's ranking as the least willing to invest in team facilities among all NFL owners/ownership groups in the opinions of respondents. In a pre-planned news conference Wednesday, the Chiefs shared their vision for Arrowhead Stadium renovations. The Chiefs would pay for $300 million in upgrades to the stadium, with another $500 million paid by Jackson County taxpayers, who will decide in an April 2nd ballot measure about a 40-year 3/8 cent sales tax hike. Will the Chiefs deter other teams from making improvements based on survey rankings? Quote, well, there's only one Patrick Mahomes out there, Treader said. Howe said he's hopeful teams will do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. So in other words, I guess there's some concern that other teams are going to go, well, look, the Chiefs aren't exactly hitting home runs out of the ballpark when it comes to facilities and reinvestment into, I guess, all the other aspects that would keep an NFL player happy. So, but yet they've won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years, and the feeling is, well, if they're not doing it, why should we do it? And we're finishing last in our division. It's clearly not motivating and resonating with players and motivating them. Okay, I get it, but J.C. Treader's coming back and saying, yeah, but they just happen to have Patrick Mahomes, and these other teams don't. So he's the big difference maker, right? Look, again, I've said this before on the channel. Super Bowl winning coach, Andy Reid, paired with a Super Bowl winning quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. You're always going to be competing for a Super Bowl if you have that combination, generally speaking. So a lot of the other things kind of works itself out. I mean, there was a lot of times that the Patriots didn't, go out there, and certainly Tom Brady left because of lack of weapons on the field and that kind of thing. I don't know. Gillette's turning into a relatively older stadium now. But also, you got the Chiefs going into places like the Death Star. And I've seen pictures of that Raiders locker room, and it's like, whoa, holy crap. And you know damn good and well the locker room's got to be pretty plush in the Jones Mahal as well in Dallas. So that's something to think about too. I don't know. This is interesting. It is, at least from an optic standpoint, not a great look for the Chiefs, for their owner, or the overall franchise to finish the owners last, the franchise second to last in making the players happy. Yikes. Wouldn't expect that, I would expect that out of like the Arizona Cardinals. Not the Kansas City Chiefs. Commanders, certainly. I'd be like, is there a survey where we can bring back the Redskins name? Where do I check that box at? Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.